Yes guys, how are we doing? Hope you're good. Let's make sure the mic's on. We're good to go. So Monday morning, we're going to talk about 3 mistakes that I think a lot of people are making right now with the journey of change, growth, success building, goal outcomes, direction. These are 3 common traits that I see that we don't necessarily talk about. And by the end of this video, what I want you to be getting from it is an understanding about some of the things that might be going wrong for you right now. And that's what we're going to work on, and that's what we're going to dive into. Okay, I hope you've all had a great weekend. I really hope you're on top of your game for the week and you've got all your dots in a line, ready to connect them all, ready to have an unbelievable week. Okay, so let's get into these 3 common mistakes that people are making. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I'm your host, James Boardman, and if you are coming through, then please do let me know by dropping a like, dropping a comment to let me know that you're watching back. Okay, so mistake number 1, better than you think you are. Okay, so this is a big problem for a lot of people. People think they are better than they actually are. Okay, and this becomes into the level of expectations that you're making on yourself from the demands that you think you should be having, from the success that you think you deserve, based on as well your history. So if you've done really well in the past, if you've been really fit, if you've been really successful, but then you stop working on yourself, and there was a period of time where you stopped showing up and where you stopped having standards and when there was no discipline, okay, you are then coming back into this game expecting to pick up where you left off, and you are not as good as you think you are. And that's going to be a bit of an ego boost, right? Lose the ego. Understanding actually that you are not as good as you think you are is a big eye-opener for you to then needing to level up the way that you show up, the way you perform, the standards that you set, the discipline that you show to achieving the outcome, okay, through the elite movement. When you get off the ego train and you start thinking logically and going, do you know what? I'm not planning as well as I should. I'm not showing up as I should. I'm not meeting the needs of my family as well as I should. I'm not controlling my emotions as well as I should. You then suddenly turn around and go, I need to step up. And it's that conversation that you have with yourself when you suddenly go, I need to get to the next level. But until you understand that, until you confront that, until you're honest with that, you'll always stay the same. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 2, you are not as committed as you think you are. All right, you're not committed as you think you are. A lot of people will go through the motions and that will be enough. Okay, those emotions will simply be enough for people, and they will experience short-lived success. And the reason that they never really break through, they never really get those monumental results that you're looking for, whether it's business success, whether it's physical success, whether it's mental or emotional success, maybe it's success in your relationships, but you'll never get to that next level of understanding what that is until you start committing. Now, there's got to be a next level commitment, okay? And I always think about this, especially in my personal life. And I think to myself, am I really committed? Am I putting the work in? Am I doing what is required to get me to the place that I want to be? Okay, and if the answer is no, then I have to be honest with myself. And again, it's dropping the ego and understanding I must drop the ego to then go, I'm not committed enough. I need to put more in. What does that commitment look like? What do I need to do to be more committed to the cause? What is commitment? Is it time? Is it energy? Is it focus? Is it balance? These are questions that you have to ask yourself, okay? So mistake number 3. I want it all now, okay? This is a real common thing, right? I want it all now. I want the success. I want the outcome. I want to be where I visualize or where I dream. And the problem is, if I took you from step 1 to step 8, you would not know how to get yourself out of a rut. You wouldn't know how to deal with adversity. You wouldn't know how to deal with over-planning, under-planning. And the things that we learn through the steps are the things that create us. They build the good stuff in us. They build our DNA, they rewire us, they help with the discipline and our standards. And the problem is, if we suddenly want to get to stage 8 from stage 1, then all of a sudden we haven't learned anything. It's just empty. It's not sustainable. You can't keep those results. The thing that you have to understand is that this evolution of growth for you, and you wanting to be better, and you wanting to show up, and you wanting to quit all the excuses, is a lifelong thing. So we do this continuously, working on ourselves until we die. That's the thing, right? There is no rush here. It takes about a year for a guy to progress and change. And I'm going to do another video on that. But when you change, okay, when you want to make monumental changes at the start, it's just about getting the engine going. It's about putting the working parts together so that you can build this thing and you can take off. But it might not be a year before you take off. Okay? It might be 6 months, it might be 3 months, it might be longer than a year. But you've got to understand this is evergreen. This is forever. All right, so those are the 3 key mistakes. Let's summarize real quick. Better than you think you are, ego thinking, expectations. Not as committed as you think. Okay, maybe you have to check your ego again. Maybe you're not doing everything you could do to get to the very top of that game. And then the last one is wanting it all now. So impatience. Okay, impatience, not understanding the bigger picture, not processing the bigger picture as well. I think that's important to understand. So what I want you to do, and this is going to take real integrity, and you're going to have to commit. Which one of those 3 mistakes are you making? Or are you making all of them? Or are you making a few of them? So in the comments when I hang up, before you go off for your day, part of your daily accountability, stick it in the comments, let me know which one, okay? Is it the better than you think you are? Is it the committed issue? Is it you wanting it all now? Have a good day.